Hi guys, and welcome back to Kit Car Direct and MK Sportscars. February week 7 of 2020. Saturday afternoon, it's miserable out there. Hurricane Dennis has arrived, so hope you keep safe out there. It's pretty miserable actually, nasty. We've been flat out all week, and this weather don't help when you want to test drive cars, which is what we had to do today, and with that out there, we're not going to be doing that. So we've been flat out doing other things this week. Can't believe how busy it's gone. Nearly February, halfway through. It's flying by again. So storm force, we talk about storms, but I don't know, you may have, if you're looking at all weather covers, we do sell an all weather cover. It's a bit of a plug, but yeah, we do a storm force all weather 4-layer cover there. Check it out, or Neil will put up a link for that as well if you're looking for a storm force cover because you keep your car outside. Most of you maybe have the luxury of having a garage, but if you don't, we do an all-weather cover as well. So another little product that's arrived this week, new into us. These are the universal, I suppose. It's like a prop shaft catcher. It's designed, it's in two halves, bolts together, and then you can bolt it into a bracket, etc. if you're making those. And again, Neil will put those up on a link if you're looking for that. These are powder coated, black, ready to install. Little safety device maybe. You know, bike engine cars and things, you've heard of the stories of props coming off or breaking if you're running big horsepower. It may save your legs or your ankles, or at least your aluminium panels, or a bit of wiring or fuel pipe. So maybe a little investment you can look into. So been a cup of tea now, and I'm going to follow that with me because it's been an exhausting week, flat out. But we're going ahead in the workshop, so a few bits that we've been trying to get through this week. So we've got an Indy Classic here. This car was meant to be test drove today, so apologies to the customers who are trying to get it out to him. But the weather's been absolutely atrocious out there, and it's just not worth even trying to do a test drive today. But what we've been doing on this one this week, so apologies, the wind is, you can hear the shutter there. We've made a new exhaust system for this as well, 2-in-1 on a double overhead cam engine. We fitted one of our windscreens, one of our door packs, on this car as well, and our side mirrors as well, so this is looking good. And also we fitted on this had a single hoop, just like Apex one, and we fitted on our cross brace roll bar on there as well, and if Neil would zoom down there, some carbon stone bar protectors as well. So little project that we've been doing this over the sort of little bit of length of time on this one. And oh yeah, and pre-peg CSRs, you can tell they're pre-peg by the sound. Make a nice sound, very strong product, lightweight as well. So it looks great. We quite like the screens and that now, tidies the car up really nicely, but we'll try and get that out, hopefully test drive. Soon as the next dry day comes, we'll get that test drive. It's just, we like to make sure it's 100% before it goes out the door. So apologies for the weather today, and that's delayed it, but everything else we think is particularly boo. So yeah, moving down, another crate's appeared, as you can see. That one's boxed up, another chassis in there to go out. We've made also another RX5 chassis. It's here as well this week, so that one's going to Italy. That was a classic chassis which we showed you last week. That's ready, that goes out Monday. The booster car, we've been tinkering with this. This is preparation still a little bit for IVA. We've actually made an underslung exhaust on this one, as you can see coming out the back. It's got a rear exit exhaust as well, a bit quiet for IVA. A few little bits to button up over the sort of next week for this one for IVA. Not much, little bits. We're sort of fitting it in between jobs really. So plenty of deliveries ready. Pulled them out today, ready to go out. Seats, nose cones, other kits, decap pipe, all seat pads, T diffusers, all pulled out, ready to go out on Monday. They'll be shipped on Monday. I think that's an orange RX5 dashboard, nice and bright. So yeah, parts to go out on Monday. So yeah, flat out busy. We had a corner weight and flat floor in this car this week. It's a Tyra Super Cat. He's had a few bits of us, Matt. Anyway, he's got our carbon seats in it, high-sided on this one, and our 15-inch rounded front wings. He'd already purchased these anyway. He lives relatively local to us, not a million miles away. And we corner weighted this week. We put a little punt out on Facebook, guess the weight. Well, the answer's 655 kilos without driver. So it's a Pinto engine. It's got a whole rear subframe off the DD on beam off the Sierra donor car. So it's never going to be no lightweight, but it's a road car for him anyway. So it's irrelevant, I suppose, if you're just putting it around on the B roads. I'm sure he'll be fine. A couple of little bits to do, finish up, because the track rod ends we found. Good little check there, guys. Make sure you keep an eye on these bad boys. This is a brand new one on that side. On this side we fitted. Just waiting for one other to come in. But tons of play in them, but you know, maybe before you get out on the road in the summer, have a little check on those, make sure you've got no play or movement in your top and ball joints. There was, you know, makes the car feel awful when it's handling. So yeah, on to the Westfield. Right, so the Westfield, we've got the mock-up engine here ready to put in. We're doing this afternoon. It's been here, I know it's been a week, but we've been so busy trying. We've had I think six cars go out of the workshop this week. We were flat out trying to get cars back out to the customer. So now we're on with this, with Rob's ready to do the mock-up, and that's already prepped, and we start on the engine mount. So we're going to be here a little bit while yet, so, and possibly tomorrow. You know, it's that busy at the moment that we're trying to play catch up a little bit with the guys, but this will be heading in, and we'll do the mock-up, and then Rob will be supplying us the engines. Again, another pod you'll see develop as we go along. So I'm going to drink some tea because it's thirsty work. On the bench here, we've got a couple of diffs. We've done these this week. This is for the booster car, the booster turbo. We've put the 314 crown wheel and pinion in, and a 362 we had to do for another customer. That's got an ATB in it, so those have been done. So if you're looking for that kind of thing that you need a diff done or etc. So the 314 jump into that, and we'll be bolting that up in the next sort of week, but this is for another customer as well. So Phil will be pleased that that's part of that project coming along. And then we move to the S2000 car, which you'll see has changed a little bit this week. Right, so where are we? Engine's in. Last week wasn't in. We said we'd get it in midweek. Fully painted, detailed. We've got a new alternator, new tensioner pulley on this one. The radiator's gone on, the oil cooler's gone on. We started on the plumbing. All the fuel lines are in. Brake lines are in. And we're just pedal box finishing off. We've just done the clutch line this morning. We did that, and we're just doing a return that's going up to the header tank as well. Prop shafts in as well, so it's cracking along. All the engine mates finished. That's fine. So it's a final install of that. We put in the baffle plate, which we spoke about. The S2000 baffle plate's been welded in. New clutch. It's sort of kind of new brake drivetrain here, barring refurbishing the engine from the internals, which we're hoping it's a good engine because the customer supplied it. Everything else is good to go, but it's going to also now have a roll cage. We're getting rid of this single apex bar, and we're going to be cutting this. It means a bit of work because the whole back end has to come off. So we've got to have the rear tub and the rear wings and the fuel tank's got to come out, because we have to weld in the support plates on this and in the passenger and driver's footwell to put our cage. So you'll have a plate going into this section here. There's a small 70mm plate on both sections. Now the good thing is, when you buy a new chassis from us, these are the earlier chassis that before we took over, all of those already come pre-welded in, so you don't have to go through this hassle. So if you're buying an RX5 or a booster car and you're going with roll bar, then those plates will be on if you want to upgrade to a later date. As I think we've said this several times, but it's silly little things like that that will help you improve your car if you want to go on track as well. So the bit of progress on this one, all painted and detailed, and say new bits and bobs. Oh, new brakes as well. Willwood 4 pots on there as well. The power lights, a few bits to finish up on that. We've put plain discs on this as well, so it's solids. They're in as well. So a few bits and bobs done. And that's going to change again because we've got to start cutting roll bars off. But the booster car, we're waiting for parts mainly on this one at the moment. We've done the diff this week for it, and that'll go in next week. But there hasn't been a huge amount change that you can't see. It looks exactly the same, apart from changing for boost pipes. All of those are coming in. We've done loads of mock-up again on the boost pipes, and we're just making the lines for the dry sump tank, and then we're just starting on the exhaust system, which we've cut off here. Now we're going to make the flange ready for this to bolt on and make the link pipe as well. So that's a job to start on this week as well. So, and the diff will go in, and then we can start, you know, final mock-up bits and bobs as well. So that's where we're kind of at this week. Other cars have come and gone. We've done, you probably see on Facebook, we've had an IVA this week of a green Pinto car, which passed on Tuesday. Pinto on carbs, not the easiest cars to get through in the world, but it is doable. So if you're out there and you've still got your Pinto cars because you've been building it for 10 years, it's doable. If we can help you out, give us a shout. We've had a couple of cars come in for little cosmetic jobs like stone guard protectors, the wraparound stone guards. We go on the Kit Car Direct website, you'll probably see those where we've done those, and those cars have been and gone throughout the week. So we have cars coming and going, or say, let's have about 6 cars gone out this week. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. More things coming next week. We'll show you progress as you get along with all of these cars, and the cat will go out, I think, during the week. I say we've got 1 slot now. We're into March. for corner weighting and flat floor if that's something of interest for you as well, or give us a call and you want to talk through it on your car. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. Be safe out there with that storm, Dennis, out there. It's not particularly nice, but like, share, you know where we are, guys. Catch you next week.